Good morning, guys. Hope you all well. I'm here just saving memories, but also to give a fair trial. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really even know how to head this out. So it's Friday morning. I am off work today. When I say I'm off work, I'm not really off work. So I'm quirky ducking it today. I am going to spend the day at home. It's my Vinted day where I need to upload, package, post, and get myself a little bit more organised because I've been a little bit neglectful of Vinted over the last week. And it's something I'm doing to try and raise the money to remove my loose skin because I won't be getting that on the NHS and it's rather expensive. So I'm going to try my best to get a lot done today because I really do want to get it really organised and keep that business going because I've worked quite hard to build it to where it is right now and it's only little. So I am trying my best. So I didn't finish work last night until I think about 8 o'clock, I'm going to say. It might be in 7:30, but I was definitely home for 8. And I had a huge surprise. And as ever, as reflectful as what I am, I was astounded. So yesterday I showed you the video of me showing you me telling Oliver that I'd like half myself by getting the 12.5 stone award. He's not thick. He knows how much I weighed when I started this now, and it was quite a big deal. But what is a big deal is I have been having chats with Oliver along the way of this journey, and that guy's not had it easy with me. And I don't mean that I'm just difficult. I mean, if I'm changing the way that I am, the way that I think, and the way that I deal with stuff, then my expectation is that he grows with me. And the way our relationship was like just 2 years ago, I'll say 2 years ago, but it's been a progression. And I feel I need somebody like back then that had more emotional maturity. And we did get to a point in our relationship during this journey, which I recorded and I was really honest with you about. I got to the end of my tether. My patience was zero. And it was very much either you grow with me and this changes because these things are making me really unhappy. And while I'm unhappy, I can't do this. Or we split up, and that is where we were during my journey. And you guys know because I have been so honest with you over the times about the things that he's said, the things that he's done, his actions, everything. And that is impactful if you're not happy in all aspects of your life. Like, weight loss is a massive mind game, and if you are unhappy, feeling unworthy, or there's just a lot of change that has to make everywhere for this to work. So we've had a lot of chats over time, and I have said to Oliver, like, this is unacceptable. Like, you're not doing this. This is not, like, it's okay if this is acceptable for you, but it's not acceptable for me. So if this is how this is what you want to behave like, that's fine. But you won't do it with me because these are my boundaries, these are my standards, and this is what I want to be. I want to act like this, and I expect people to treat me like this. And we've had a lot of deep discussions, a lot of honest discussions, and a lot has changed with me and him throughout this entire journey. And in a way, I kind of feel sorry for him because this has been forced upon him. Some of it he deserved. Some of it needed to happen. Sometimes, do you know, like throughout our relationship, even before this journey, I cannot believe that the women that he has been in a relationship with prior to me have tolerated this. And it's not like his exes have dumped him and got rid of him. And I know this because I've had a lot, like when we first got together, I had an ex of his that he'd just split up with, ringing me and all sorts, and all that was totally unacceptable. It was just crazy, the life that guy lived, and just totally not where I was in life. And we had to go through a lot of changes for us to survive together. I'm not going to lie. However, I'm going to give him his dues here, because one of the things that I am really not okay with is we, a few months ago, had a discussion. We've had a few discussions actually about this, that I didn't feel like he celebrated me enough and was supportive enough. Like, I don't expect loads, don't get me wrong. This isn't me being all demanding, like, go and buy me diamonds, every day. I'm not really a materialistic person. However, when I was getting awards and reaching milestones, I felt it was very flippant. Like, he would say, well done, I'm proud of you. But he was said in a way that was like, he said it and he didn't mean it. And he wasn't, like, if he does anything, I'm like, oh my God, you've done so well. I'm so proud of you. You're so amazing. You've done this, you've done that. Like, you can do this. You're amazing. And I didn't feel like I was getting that back. And I do think women are better than that. But I think as a learned behaviour, Oliver's learned to be really selfish and not do that for people. And I just don't think that's acceptable of somebody that you love. I think, anybody in the world's going to, be there as your cheerleader and be happy for you and want you to achieve big and wonderful things. It should be a partner. That is what you do together. So we've had, anyway, loads of discussions about that, and I have, again, said, these are my expectations from a partner, because I deliver this, so I expect, if I deliver to this level, I at least expect this level. I don't expect people to match what I do. I don't give to receive. I'm not that kind of person. But I, as a partner, especially with this weight loss journey, I like you guys have probably instilled it. If people that don't actually know me are happy for me and congratulate me and take the time to do what you guys do, then he should be doing a lot more. So we've had that discussion. So that's the background to this. So yesterday when I walked home from work late at night, I was hungry, tired, and I had had enough. I walked through the door and he had actually made a huge effort. He had tidied around the house. He had lit my candles in the house because he knows I like that, because I think it makes your home feel and smell homely, lovely, and looked after. And it's nice to walk through the door to that, and I never usually get that. So for him to do that and know that that's what I like, because that's what I create, I was quite proud of that, that on its own. Now, I'll give Oliver his dues. He does cook but he does that more for himself, and I'm an add-on to him. But he had cooked me my favourite meal, which he hates. So I walked through the door and he'd done jacket potatoes in the oven. It is my best favourite food. It literally, if I could only eat one food for the rest of my life, it'd be jacket potato with cheese and beans and salad. And he'd cooked it for me, and he hates it. He doesn't even like that as a meal. He can eat it, but he'd cooked that for me because he knows that that's my favourite meal, and he never usually does that. He usually cooks pastas and things that he likes. So for him to make that progression, I was quite proud. He'd lit the candles, he'd straightened round, and he'd cooked this meal and shopped it. And so that was huge. It was huge. On top of that, you can say you can't teach an old dog new tricks, but evidently you can. And do you know what? If you think that, oh, my partner's just not like that, everybody's got the ability to be like that, but you're allowing people to get away with crap allows them to get away with that crap. And it's not asking for a lot. I'm not saying tell your partner they've got to buy you flowers every day. I think that's a lot. But anyway, I walked through the door to all of that, which was totally overwhelming, and I was really happy and proud of him. His growth. He's actually growing and maturing as an individual. And it just makes you feel like, oh my God, like I'm actually worth it to him. He's actually listened and he knows what's I want, do you know, like how things. But as an additional, second Thursday in a row, I've ended up with flowers. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not a big fan of flowers, but he's actually nice when people think of you and buy you flowers. So he bought me some flowers. Yeah, didn't end there. Just put them back in the water so my house didn't end up absolutely ruined. He bought me flowers. He'd been to Meadowhall and bought me a balloon saying huge congratulations. Like, this kid does not usually do this for anybody, not just for me, for anybody. So I feel like we're growing as a person here. He bought me a perfume, Prada Paradox. I've never had this one. I'm a creature of habit. I like Jean Paul Gaultier Classique. I have started varying from that. I quite like the Ghost light bluey bottle. I don't know what it's called, for every day. But he bought me this, which smells really nice. And there's also a travel one in there, which we both know I like to travel, which is a lot. Like, this isn't really what I was getting at with him, but he's done that. And I think that's really nice. And then he bought me a card and has actually written in it, like, a decent amount. So I'm going to read it here. So, you really are amazing. I couldn't be more proud and happier for you. Lots of love forever, Oliver. Wow, look at you now. You've really come far from where you once started to right where you are. And it wasn't always easy. You were challenged, I know, at times on this journey. It was just touch and go. But you got through, you gave it your best and you never gave up. No matter how long, no matter how rough, you kept right on going all the way through. You know what? You're amazing and I'm so proud of you. Like, that's quite heartfelt, that, for Oliver. That is heartfelt and meant a lot. And I just wanted to put this out there just to save memories. And I give Oliver, like, I am so honest on this channel. I give Oliver a hard time on this channel sometimes. But I'm also a very fair person. So when he does good, I will tell you he's done good. Boy, he did good, didn't he? Like, that's actually really, like, quite nice. And one of, like, do you know, for somebody to celebrate, like, that success of yesterday with me, like, that's a change to my life. That is a massive change to my life. On reflection, because this is where I always go, Oliver is an arse sometimes, and I don't think he's always correct in his behaviours and the way he deals with stuff. But what I will say is, I will give him his dues. Throughout our relationships, and sometimes I haven't given him credit for this, he is able to change. Now, don't get me wrong, that is forced sometimes, and that's not always great, but he has changed a lot to maintain this relationship. And I am not the easiest person to love because I'm quite defensive through previous relationship trauma. I am very much like a cut and run kind of girl. I don't mind being on my own. I quite like being on my own, actually. And there's plenty of times when I've said to Oliver, I'm done. Do you know, like, I don't want to be here. You're making me unhappy. I don't want it. And he has never, ever given up on me. He has never left. He never says really that to me. I don't think he's ever said that to me, actually. And it might be hard to make him listen sometimes, but eventually he does listen when it's really important. And, you know, for a relationship, for your partner to make the changes that are important to you, to make this relationship work, fundamentally, I think that's quite important, and I think that's a lot. And I had the realisation yesterday that that is a biggie for me, and maybe that's why this relationship has lasted a lot longer than all my other ones that I've ever had. Like, I am a girl that lasts between 5 and 6 years in a relationship and then it ends and I never speak to them again. And Oliver's the only one, like, he has done 8.5 years now. He's the only one that's pushed through that, and I don't know. I do have work to do where relationships are concerned, and it is something that I'm working on. I suppose I'm always a little bit scared to be loved, and because maybe I don't feel like I deserve to be loved and that I'm better off on my own. And that's something I need to work on, and I'm aware of that, and I am working on it actually. All these little things that I keep doing, do you know, when I'm talking to you about mindset, it's not, oh, I'm working on my mindset to lose weight. It's, I'm working on my mindset to bring overall well-being to myself, because ultimately then the weight will fall into place itself. And yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you because I give him such a hard time. And I know he's peed some of you guys off along the way with the way that he's treated me, the things that he's said and the things that he's done or not done. And I think it's only fair that I give both sides of that coin, because I'm honest and I think that's a nice thing to do. And I think you'll agree, boy, he did good, didn't he, like yesterday? Like, my favourite meal was a lot. All the rest of the stuff were more than what I would ever want. So that is today's news, I suppose, and where I'm at. Think thin.